and welcome to my channel. This is a little new for me, kinda. For about a year I've been meaning to post a long form video on my channel instead of all the shorts I've posted over the past year. And each time I would start on one, it would end up getting abandoned because I didn't think it was good enough to be published. You know, online footprint and all. Knowing that always made me anxious. That is until I came across all the videos of people doing MLP redesigns, and it just hit right to home for me. MLP was, and still is to this day, one of my favorite shows and even a big comfort show for me. Although I have some gripes and trauma with the show and the fandom, yes, I said the show and fandom separately because it wasn't just all the MLP horror and creepypastas. I remember there specifically being one episode in particular I have beef with, but we'll get into all that and more when I show the redraws. Just a disclaimer, in this video it's gonna have to be a two-parter just because 3 Ponies alone is about 24 minutes. But in this two-part series it will be both an Equestria Girls remake along with the Ponies, even a remake of Spike, while I share stories from when I was little and my gripes and trauma with this show / fandom. Pinkie Pie. My girl Pinkie. One of the most loved ponies out of the bunch, including her being my favorite when I was younger and even now. I have beef. I have so much beef with this little pink pony. For those of you who don't know, Pinkie Pie is a big favorite in the fandom, yes, but she was also the favorite in the 2010s to be a victim of so many creepypastas. Oh my god. Not to say there weren't other ponies who had their own time to be absolute horrors to me, but Pinkie was the most notable. And when you're a kid in the 2000s and on YouTube, with how YouTube's algorithm works, it will usually recommend to use stuff that's similar to what you like to watch or look for in the search bar. My poor little kid eyes. The amount of Pinkie Pie cursed videos I've seen is astonishing, to say the least. And there was just this one video I still remember to this day, in which has been coming up recently, like bubbling up to the surface, because clearly I wasn't the only one impacted by this video. It was a remix of her song Smile, and I'm not gonna even expose more people to this on my channel. I was scared of this sort of stuff back when I was around, I want to say, from kindergarten to 3rd grade, but then around 4th to 5th, I started really liking the creepypastas and horror aspect of it all. Heck, even then at the time, Five Nights at Freddy's started to get really popular, and thus spin-offs were made, which led to there being a Five Nights at Pinkie's game being produced. And oh boy, I ate that all up. Absolutely devoured, not a crumb in sight. I loved it so much. That being said, other than the amount of trauma I have with this little pink pony that is Pinkie Pie, she actually is an amazing character. Although there was a while where I found her a little annoying in the first few episodes when I got back into the show around middle school and 8th grade or so. But in her original design, not only did they make all their skin colors in Equestria Girls the color of the ponies, but they really whitewashed the heck out of all of them as well. I understand what they wanted to do. They wanted them to still sort of resemble the ponies. And this is a kids show, but like, come on! Not just that, but some of their outfits, Rainbow Dash, were just absolutely terrible. And in the show, through the whole first movie, all the girls, except for like 2 that I was able to find, wore skirts, when really their character doesn't seem like they would wear one. And I know that the show made them the same height and body shape for animation purposes, but to me, even as a kid, it didn't make sense that they were all like pencil thin. So for Pinkie's redesign, I took in consideration of her spirit, her energy, heck, even some of her outfits that she ended up wearing in the show and some other smaller factors. So in her design, I needed to make sure her pose showed a little bit of that energetic and upbeat attitude of hers. That's why I drew her in an almost cheerleader-like pose with her arms in the air. And this whole debate on her skin color just seemed a little daunting, but I am one of those people that sees some of the MLP characters, namely Pinkie and Twilight, as people of color, because, well, I just do. I think for Pinkie, it was the hair that pointed me in that direction, though. But we aren't really here to get into that debate. And also for Pinkie's redesign, I did want to make her a little bit more plump than the rest of the friend group because of her love for everything sweet and her absolutely amazing baking skills. I also got inspiration from this creator with the bracelets that match her friends, all except I did it a little different from them. I didn't do much to change Pinkie's cutie mark in her pony design, all except to put a little bow on the balloons. Just, well, because I thought it looked nice. But anyways, here is Pinkie's final design. I absolutely love her, but of course I do have some things I would probably do differently now, namely her outfit, but other than that, she's amazing. And don't even get me started on Pinkie's pony design. The amount of variations her design went through in the beginning were something. And if anything, the more I tried, the more I thought she looked like Neapolitan ice cream. And on to the next pony. With Fluttershy's design, even with my original sketch I did prior to all of these, her design was probably the one I hated the most. Her dress color didn't go with her skin, and her hair just didn't seem correct, and even now when I'm editing, I noticed I kept her pony design very, very close to her original, and all I changed was her cutie mark in the slightest bit, but now her human and her pony form look nothing alike. As for her body type, I wanted to give her a more slim and tall look to both. Along with her clothes, I thought with how Fluttershy is, she wouldn't like showing too much skin. But I also wanted the cottagecore vibes because she literally lives in a cottage.
And her cottage isn't even in the town!
So I gave her a long skirt with deep pockets and a cute bow with a brown top and a waist corset with a butterfly on it, along with some Mary Janes, and may I just say, this top was giving me so many problems to no end. But aside from her character design, I don't have many complaints on her actual character or personality. There was a little while where she ended up being my favorite, and then Pinkie Pie, but I really just think that was because she didn't traumatize me. No! Get out of here! But with her character, I think it was because at the time, and even now, I really understood her a lot better than I did Pinkie Pie anymore. In reality, what happened is I grew up from being a Pinkie Pie fan to a Fluttershy fan, because I no longer really saw myself in Pinkie Pie and more in the shy, awkward pony that Fluttershy was. But I do remember this one YouTuber that used to be a voice actor for Fluttershy, not officially, but just like as a let's play, a girl named Vanamelon, who did voiceovers and gameplays as Fluttershy, which was one of the ways I was introduced to a whole bunch of gaming communities. So really, I think I should be thanking the MLP community and Fluttershy. But anyways, here is her redesign. I hope you all like her as much as I do. Back when I watched the show when I was younger, I always found Rarity to be a little bit of a drama queen, which she is, and I didn't really like her because of that. Of course, she wasn't my least favorite, but I still wasn't a big fan. But I was always fond of her little sister, Sweetie Belle. She was just so cute and sweet, and oh, I just love her and the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Anyways. However, when I rewatched the show, she moved up in my favorites. I loved how she looked and how she dressed and how she was so classy, but sometimes so down to earth. Not to mention that whenever in the series it was a Rarity episode, it always ended up being part of my favorites that I would always want to rewatch. But with Rarity, I knew exactly what I wanted for her redesign. To make her fabulous and dramatic looking, but you know, an all-around queen in her own ways. So I knew I needed to make her pose in the most diva-like but also classy way I could come up with. As for her body type, I saw Rarity as more of a curvy girl, more in the hips than anything, and just a little shorter than Fluttershy, standing around 5'9", while Fluttershy stands at 5'10". As for her outfit, I had a little trouble with it since in her draft design, I loved the top, but the skirt seemed so bland. Classy, yes, but just too bland for Rarity, and that's when it hit me. Layers! Rarity always seemed to love the layer looks in her designs. But also, I still wanted more sass, so I paired it with an open front skirt, and I love it. I love it so much. I am an absolute genius. There was also this one necklace in the first movie where the scene played the girls getting ready for the dance, and Rarity just showed this absolutely stunning necklace, and I was so sad that she didn't end up wearing it. And don't even get me started on all the outfits and looks she goes through in the show, like that one dress she wore to the gala, or her whole look when her mane got ruined. Oh, my favorite to this day. Though I also am a sucker for the punk look, so there's that. As for her pony look, I did want to change up her cutie mark just a touch, because yes, Rarity is fabulous and uses gems more than not in her designs, but I wanted to add a certain flair and more of a meaning to it. So I just added more gems and some spools of thread and needles to her. Needless to say, I love her human design. Her pony design is a little bit disappointing to me, but you know, not every drawing can be a win.
Here I am, yet again, with another outro audio recorded at night. Yippee! This video was actually really fun to me and fun to make, because I wasn't kidding when it hit the interest. It hit the interest hard. And, you know, I'm really excited to make the second part. And who knows, maybe I'll even make a video of remaking the Crusaders, because I genuinely love them so much. But anyways, thank you for making it to the end. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful night or day whenever you are watching this, and go outside, get some sun, be little sunflowers. I love you.